Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Super 17 here, and let me get through this like usual. I do not own anything from My Hero Academia or Seven Deadly Sins. I do not own any of the characters' names, merchandise, manga, nothing. I don't even own this picture, and this video is just for fun. So let me get through this like usual. Yeah, it's gonna be the fights. You know, just like the fights are gonna happen. So there's only gonna be probably one change, and it's just gonna be Uraka versus Katsuki, and somebody in the freaking in the for the last video, I made commented on something, and I liked it. I liked the way that they had it, but probably will change it up just near the last part. Because it's, I like the idea. I just want to make it, to it. And it's to that person who gave the idea about Inko seeing Deku on the TV of the UA. To you, thank you for that. Thank you for that whole entire list. I mean, I was gonna have it like somewhat similar to it, but it just seems like it's a little bit more fair. Like it's a little bit more realistic in this what if. So, thank you. Okay. Um. Yeah. And plus, I hope you don't mind me using that part. So yeah. Okay. So on to the battles now of you at UA. Okay. So Deku has to face Shinso, the one with the mind control quirk, but he doesn't know it. And Ojiro, the guy with the tail, I think that's his name, comes over and tells Deku. But Deku, when he hears his name saying Bon, he looks behind and he goes like, who are you again? And Ojiro's going like, okay. And then he's like telling him about Shinso's quirk, but then Bon says, "Oh, Ojiro! Sorry about that, man. I don't really pay attention much in class. I've been sleeping, and it's kind of hard to remember everyone's name too. So really sorry." He goes, "Oh, it's fine. So, but let me tell you again about then his quirk." So he gives him the specifics, like he just answered something from him, and then he was then like out of the game. So he doesn't know what happened. So Deku's thinking, I have to do something with a quirk then with his quirk, basically. I probably can't control people. Who knows? And Ojiro was like, yeah. So he says he holds out his hand and to shake Ojiro's hand. Ojiro is saying, what? He goes, shake my hand. And so Ojiro puts his hand into Deku's hand, and he shakes his hand, saying, "Thank you very much." Now this is gonna be a lot more easier to face him because I've been wondering how I should beat him. If I should have talked my way through it, but knowing that now, that's out of the idea. My only option is just to kick him right into a wall. And Ojiro was like, okay. So Shincho was already there. Deku walks in. Mountain Lady is saying, "Are you two ready?" Shincho nods his head. Deku puts his finger for a thumbs up and says, "Alright then, begin!" Shincho then starts talking about his quirk, basically his villainous, that everyone considered a villain, and that's why he wanted to become a hero. But with your quirk, it's so different, so unique. It must be nice being born with it. It must have been special. You must have gotten so much praise from your mother. And then this just pissed Deku off. Remember his mother? It pissed him off, but Also, just remembering everything that happened, he was scared to even see her. Mentally, mentally he is scared to see her because of what she did. That's trauma. He has to get over that over time, and it has been going well, but still he is still scared to see her because he knows what he wants to do, and it's not the way of a hero. He wants to basically get her to confess her crimes or just beat the living crap out of her. But he doesn't want to do it. The second one, he's just angry. It's basically like anyone who wants revenge on someone and they're ready to kill them, but they choose not to in the end. Does that sort of way. So he just starts walking over to Shinso, and then when Shinso just tries to, he's basically freaking out because he keeps on trying to get him to say something, and then Deku just freaking kicks him in the side and sends him flying. And then Deku says, "Don't ever mention something about my mother." And everyone in class 1A is going like, "What, Katsuki? Did something, you and your mom, did something your mom did to him?" And Katsuki's looking at them. No, she's looking sad. Somebody else. His real mother. He hates her, but he's also scared. So Deku's just walking away. He won. Um, Same thing happened every other match. So Todoroki declared basically he's gonna win against him, and against Deku says though, Bon, I'm gonna win without using my full power. And Deku just goes to him and was like, are we a little bit cocky? Or just stupid? And he's just like looking at him like, what? He goes, yeah, unlike you, I'm always getting stronger every time I when I have a part of my body bitten off or broken. So I continually get stronger. See you around, Icy Hot. And this, he just shot the Deku didn't. He would call someone by their name, but he just called him what Katsuki calls him, which kind of pisses him off because he hates that. So when Deku goes back into his waiting room, he just sits in there waiting for the next round to start for him. Katsuki comes in and asks him if he's okay. He was laying down. He just gets back up and he says, "Not really. Just hoping she's not watching this, or at least she's not even in Japan anymore." Katsuki comes over and hugs him and goes, "I know." And he's starting to get flashbacks of Inko. Then he just shakes it out of his head. He's pushing him out. He says, "I shouldn't think about that now." He says that loud, and Katsuki knows. So she tells him, "I'm here for you, alright?" He nods his head. Midnight comes. Well, Mizuri comes in and she's asking him what's wrong. And he goes, "Wow, was that noticeable?" And she goes, "Yeah, it was." He goes, "Sorry, Mizuri. It's just my past. It's nothing to be worried about." Basically, midnight misery. Midnight is misery. Misery is midnight. So she's looking at him and she's worried. So Katsuki and her leave, and then a few minutes later, it's him versus Todoroki. So when he gets out there, Todoroki was already waiting for him because he was late because of freaking Endeavor, and he just told Endeavor to back off and leave me alone. I don't want the second number one hero to figure out that he can't beat someone like me. And Endeavor is kind of pissed off and wants to do something, but with next thing you know, Nezu was walking by. So he tells Endeavor to leave him alone. He is right. He goes, "What? What do you mean? I can't take him on." Then he says, Endeavor. We said his quirk is classified information, did we not? And he goes, Endeavor goes like looking up, and Nezu goes like, "Yes, why is it so classified?" He said, Nezu looks and says, "If anybody knew the truth, they'd be trying to figure it out. And they will never find the answer that they seek. So they'll start experimenting on him or something. We do not want to have that happen." It also defies all logic in our world. So back off. And Nezu leaves. I know that might not be what Nezu would say, the back off part, but it's just he does not want to take no chances with Deku. Well, he knows him as Izuku Midoriya now. Or Izuku. He doesn't want to have anything happen. Because this boy could be the most greatest ally or the greatest threat. Depending on who we want. Depending. So yeah. So when he goes up, Todoroki asks him, "What took you so long?" He just says, "Your dad." And then this pisses him off. He says, "Did he try to get you to?" "Yeah, he gave me a whole speech about making me get to use your fireside. Blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't care which side you use, because like I said, I'm gonna win this fight." And he's getting all serious instead of acting all lazy like. And this is kind of taking Todoroki a little bit. He's backed up a little bit. And then Deku grins a little and says, "What's wrong?" "Scared." And Todoroki calms down. He says, "I'm just not used to you being serious." He has a little smile. "On second thought, I'm going to use my fire. It might be the only way to beat you." Deku just starts chuckling a little. Says, "Nah, your fire and ice won't work on me. I'll probably burn me or keep me frozen just for about a couple seconds and then I'm out. The ice and the burn, I'll just walk right through it. Trust me, I'll be perfectly fine," he says with a smile. And Todoroki says, "Alright, let's see if that's true." By the way, Endeavor was walking out when he heard Todoroki said that. He's like, this kid told me he wasn't going to tell him to or try to get him to, and yet I don't get this kid at all. Then Deku looks at Endeavor and says, "I didn't make him want to use it. He's doing it on his own free will." And then Deku just says, "Oh yeah, is it because of that scar on your face the reason why you don't want to ever use your fire sign until now?" Then he nods, and then Deku just starts laughing. He just starts laughing so hard he's on the ground. Like, "Oh my god, my sides, I can't feel them." And this is like, everyone's wondering what, and then Deku suddenly getting up. Okay, sorry. It's just that was funny. Funny more than, that was the most funniest thing I've ever heard in my whole entire existence. And he's just gonna like, "What?" He goes, "Well, it's your quirk. Sure, the quirk was passed down from your mother, was, I guess your mother, who had the ice, because your dad has the fire." And he goes, "Yeah, they're passed down to you, so I made a new quirk. And it's your quirk." the fire is not his, it's yours. If you want to be like him, or turn out like him, then yeah, your flames will, you will become like him, but it'll still be your quirk. And then Todoroki is hearing your quirk, just along with some other stuff. So Todoroki actually starts smiling for real, and he says, "Thank you, Bon." He says, "Alright then." And the midnight already began, and he says, "Now then, let's have some fun, shall we?" And Todoroki just sends a wall of ice to him. Deku just starts punching it. He's going right through it. Then Todoroki uses his fire. A beam of fire sends it out at Deku. Deku dodges it. Then he runs. He's running just so Todoroki can see him. So right when he throws another fire, he can then speed up to disappear. Which Todoroki does. And then he does speed up to disappear. And then the fire actually... Because Deku just runs right through the fire. So quick it actually dispersed it. And then he punches Todoroki from 4 different sides, and then stop, and he's right behind him and goes like, "Oh, did I win already?" And then Todoroki's about to fall, but then ice comes out of nowhere, hits Bon, and he's like, "Kah!" Because he's like partway frozen, just his neck is not, and then Todoroki says, "I nearly lost there." And then all of a sudden Bon just says, "Nearly? Poor Todoroki. You did lose." And boom, he gets out and he says, "Since you're using your quirk, maybe I should use mine." And he pulls out his hand and says, "Physical hunt," to Todoroki. And then Todoroki's on one knee, just barely conscious. And Deku gets a little bit buff. He says, "This is why you can't beat me." Also, I have my little secret, so, well, you probably already know, if you paid attention enough. And then he just flicks Todoroki, and he goes unconscious. I know you people are going to say I done him dirty. I know I'm going to hear some comments about that. I done Todoroki dirty. My what if, the way I want it, and also I like Todoroki as a character, but it's just, I mean, I could have gave him the 3-second staff registration and just started making him beat on Todoroki if he really much, and then that could have been the easiest win ever. I'm lucky enough I just could think of something to do like that would make it seem a little bit more fun. So yeah. So same thing happens. Final round. Bakugo versus, well, not Bakugo, Katsuki versus Deku. So Deku's just been thinking about more of his past with his mom, and it keeps on getting more painful. His heart's starting to break. He's starting to become his old self. But then he snaps out of it. He hears his announcement saying, "Please, Bon, come to the arena." And he does, and he just starts walking. He's thinking, "I can't become that old me. Can't. I'm different. I'm stronger. I'm better than what I was. I don't need to remember her no more. I don't need to remember her no more." His hand starts to shake. Actually, he looks down at his hand and it starts to shake. And he's thinking, I can't break it. I just have to finish this fight, then head home. As soon as possible, just go in my room and just play my music. So, when Bon gets into the ring, everyone in Class 1A is even basically midnight. Missouri. I think I said that right. I'm not very good at remembering what I do sometimes. I look back at the video when I was trying to make this. This is like the second video I try to make, and I went back in the video just to make sure I can remember near the end. But I know I'm saying it right. It's just the way how I want to say it in my mind is, ugh, just ignore me. Just that part. All right, but okay. So everyone notices that he's not. He's different. Something about him seems different, and Misery is wondering too. What's so different? And Kasuki, when she sees him walk into the ring, she can tell right away, like, this isn't Bon. Like, this is actual Izuku Midoriya. The kid that was scared, always being hurt. Lifeless at times, too. He walks in, and he doesn't even say a word to her. She's just clenching her fist and says, why did you have to turn back? No one hears it. She just said it to herself. Right when the match does begin, he says, let's end this Kasuki Bakugo. Everyone hears him. This is like a dead person talking. To, like, the way, because it sounds so lifeless. And Bond always sounds something with cheerfulness. So, Kasuki's just standing there. She walks. Everyone's wondering what? And then she just says, hit me best you can, you stupid nerd. So when he hears this, the old Izuku came back, and he just thinks, simple flick. I don't want to hurt her. And he flicks her, and it just sends her back a little bit, and she's like saying, just a flick. Come on. She wants this. Well, Deku knows it. He knows what she's trying to do. He says, just forfeit already. He won't win against me. And Misery can see. Well, Midnight. Well, I'm gonna say Midnight. Yeah. Midnight sees Kasuki. She's holding back tears. She's holding back her sadness. Because she figured out him remembering his past may have reverted him back to his old self, the way he felt. And this was how it was. And Kazuki has something to do with it. So he's just walking over. She just started running. She doesn't want to do anything. She just wants to end this match right away so she doesn't hurt him. So she's trying to think of herself how it could be the most easiest way without anyone noticing I lost on purpose. And then all of a sudden, Deku just burns up his right foot. She's going, what? And then he just smashes it into the ground, breaking the ring. Half of it was the half where she was on, instead of flying over to him. And he just moves out of the way. And she's out of the ring. And everyone was shocked that he could do that. And Midnight said, not Midnight, and Mountain Lady said, Bond has won. And she's thinking to herself, how strong is this kid? And he hears all the crowds, and he's back to being Bond. He walks over to Mitsuki, and not Mitsuki, Kasuki, and he puts out his hand saying, did I worry you there for a minute? And then Katsuki says, you just used that to freaking make me not want to fight you. And then he just says, yeah. She knew he wasn't. It's just the only way she can express how she feels. he knows this. So after the ceremony, first place was Todoroki, second place was Katsuki Bakugo, and first place was Bon. So basically, All Might comes over. He says to Todoroki, "Well done, young Todoroki. It seems that you have finally accepted the side that you hate the most. Your fire. You just need to work on it and improve on it." As Todoroki just nods his head, said yes. And then he goes over to Katsuki. He says, "Young Katsuki, the fight with young Bon was most different than what usual. But whatever happened between you two in the past, he may not hold you responsible for it. So please, don't hold it that you are." But Katsuki knows she can never let it go. But she's trying to. And then when he gets to Bon, he goes, "Bon, your strength, your speed is incredible. There's so much more stuff that everyone here could learn. But it seems like there's so much stuff that even we will learn from you." And people don't understand what All Might is saying. Basically, Deku is basically immortal, so. And also, he's quirkless, and he has these strange powers. But then he says, I'm glad to say, with a happy heart, to give you this. Good job, Bon. You did an excellent job at the UA Sports Festival, and I hope we can see more of what you can do in the future. And this brings Deku's confidence up high. Like he won first place. He said he was gonna win, and he did. He is proud of himself. And then everyone is like cheering, but All Might holds up Bon's hand, saying, "The winner of the UA Sports Festival is young Bon. Give him a round of applause, everyone." And they do. Now over to the villains and other people who are watching. Just one other person who's watching TV. It's the League of Villains, and All for One is. I think that's the name. Basically, the opposite of All Might, the greatest villain, All for One. I think. If not, then just just know I can never remember a lot of people's names, so I've been trying to keep on remembering it to this person's name. That's All for One. So yeah. He looks at Kirigiri, and then if I didn't say he talked to Kirigiri about him, then yeah, I'm just gonna do it now. If I did already, then just ignore it. He's talking to Shigaraki about never mess with that child. Don't ever try anything with him. And Shigaraki was like, "What do you mean, master? Father, why? Why should I try to kill him?" And then he says, "Never try to mess with him. Even I do not want to mess with that young future hero. It may not matter what I do to him. So please understand this, Shigaraki. If you want to beat All Might and take him down, then you must never fight him. Never fight Bon." And Shigaraki's thinking to himself, why is he telling me this? We need to destroy that pest. That kid. He ruined everything. And that's in his head. Outside, he says, "Yes, father." And he walks away. He called Kirigiri in. Kirigiri comes in. He goes, "Yes, master." And he goes, "That boy, the Bon child, that's not his real name, is it?" He says, "No. A rough childhood," he said he had. He didn't go much into detail, just said he had no good mother. And he doesn't ever want to go back to her. Because the most tragic stories sometimes are the true heroes, you know. Then he goes, "What? Master, what are you saying? That boy may become a very, very good hero. A most powerful hero indeed. The likes of the one I will face forever. And it does not matter if All Might passed on his quirk to him or not. That is my gut feeling. So, I would like you, Kirigiri, to spend time with the boy. Be friends with him. Because I have a feeling his life will be a lonely one. And the more friends he has now, it may hurt him a lot, but if he remembers it all, he'll be happy." And this is basically all for one. I know I'm making him sound like a nice guy in this, but no, he has a gut feeling about Deku, which it's true. He doesn't know why, but he has a feeling about this kid is gonna be the most powerful hero, that he's ever gonna have to face. It doesn't matter how much he will try to kill him; he won't be able to. He's thinking. He's just getting that feeling. He has a sense of something will happen. So to the other person who's watching, Inko was taking a sip of soda, and then she's watching the sports festival, and then she hears, young Bond has won. Let's give him a round of applause. And then she spits out the soda and says, "Izuku?" And then a few minutes later, you hear the screeching sound of a car tires. So after the whole time cheering and getting dressed, Deku's walking out of the sports festival. His head held up high. He is proud. He is happy. He's thinking maybe Mitsuki and Katsuki will want to go out for dinner. Also, I do not know Mitsuki's husband's name, or Bakugo's father's name, so I'm just gonna call him Katsuki's dad too. Then all of a sudden he hears Izuku, and then everything he felt, pride, everything just went to full on fear. Okay, let me just make sure I got it right though. But he even says, "There you are, Izuku. I've been searching for you." And then he says, "Stay away from me. That ain't my name no more." She goes, "What do you mean, Izuku? You're my son. You're a part of me." He says, "Stay away." He's scared. He's trembling. He doesn't know what to do. So, Class 1A was coming out. They were hearing him yelling, sounding scared. Katsuki comes out and runs over and says, "Bond, what's... Inko?" She sees Inko, and she's wondering... she says, "Oh, Katsuki, long time no see. You've grown. Oh, and thank you for watching my son." And then she goes, He ain't your son no more. You don't deserve to be called his mother." She goes, "What do you mean?" Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm gonna get the lines right. So give me... Okay. So then Katsuki says, "After what you did to him," and she goes, then Inko goes "Me? But what about you?" Sorry, I'm stuttering because I think she would do it. So yeah, basically, she's saying, "What about you? Don't you think I noticed all those burn marks that happened on him?" And it was you, right? Katsuki's looking down in shame and being sad. She goes, "Yes. It might have been, but that was a long time ago. I changed since. And then she goes, well, then she says, don't you think I changed too? And then Deku's just standing there, remembering everything. The pain, the sadness, the feeling like he was nothing but trash. Him being worthless. It all came back to the point where he couldn't took it, so he said, Hunter's Club. Not Hunter's, yeah. Okay. I think I said. I don't think I kept on saying Hunter's Cloak. For right now, let's just say Hunter's Cloak. Okay, never mind. I'll look. Yep, I was right. And then he vanishes. Everyone in Class 1A just goes, what just happened? And Midnight's coming over, but and then Kazuki says, Bon! And no one sees him. He's in that void where no one can see him. No one can touch him. No one can hear him. And he's just saying, why? Why? Why can't she just leave me alone? Why can't my mother just leave me alone? She wanted me dead. She wanted me out of her life. Why is she here now? He starts crying. It's just thinking, why? Then he starts hearing someone is saying, Izuku, come on, man. He looks up. He just goes, Bod? How? Why? He goes, well, I had a feeling something bad happened to you. So, I asked Merlin to send me here. Well, just my soul at least, just to see what's happening for a short period of time. Because, oh. Then he looks around, he sees everyone's worrying about him, and then he sees his mom. He goes, is that her? Deku gets up from the ground because he was on his knees crying basically, and he says, yeah, that's my mom, my so-called mother. Bon goes over to him and hugs him. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that one. Not that one. That was my parents. But yeah, anyways. Bon is just hugging him, and Deku's still crying. He says it's alright, but look, you need to snap out of this. Deku, like, what? Why? I mean, I know I need to, but he goes, you aren't the same Izuku Midori that left that so-called mother, right? You became Bon. A different person entirely. The sin of greed. Deku's becoming. He's starting to realize everything he has done. He changed himself because of Bon. Bon helped him to change, move forward, not to be Izuku Midoriya no more. So, he goes, yeah. It's good. Now, I need you to do two things for me. He goes, anything. Then Bon just punches his face into the ground, cracking it. Well, in the physical, no one can see him or touch him or hear him, but Bon punches Deku, which causes the ground to crack. Everyone notices. He goes like, "What? What the?" And Deku gets up. And goes, "What was that?" He goes, "Never, ever waver for what you are. I know the trauma's there, but remember, you have people now that accept you. It doesn't matter if your name is Izuku or Bon. You are who you are now."
Like me. I only care about you for you. I don't care about your past, nothing else. These people are your friends. And yeah, they will too. Especially that girl that's worrying about you saying Bond. Right? The blonde one with explosions? What's her name? Katsuki, which you mentioned to me, right? Yeah. Kid, she might have gained a little crush on you. And Deku's face goes a little bit red. He goes like, what? Why? He goes, well, you changed. Also, she feels guilty too, so no matter what, she's always gonna feel guilty. Reassure her every single time that it's okay. You aren't blood related, so it doesn't matter. And he goes, yeah. And hold up again. Okay, I really am sorry about everyone. You're taking so long. I am somewhere else now. So what seemed like a couple minutes for you, it's more than, I mean, like a second to you, it's actually more than what it really is. So yeah. Okay, and so back to what I was saying, because Bond then tells Deku, and the second thing I need you to do for me, kid, as Deku is starting to get back up, he goes, yeah, what is it? Keep moving forward. Don't ever look back on your mistakes. If you have any, just keep going. Nothing is gonna stop you anyway, so why hold any regrets? Live your life to the fullest. It'll be a long one, kid. And then Bond is starting to disappear from My Hero Academia. Well, Deku's world. And Deku's like, what's happening, Bond? And he says, time's up, kid. That's all I wanted to say. Now, live your life, be free, and become the number one hero that you said you wanted to be when you were younger. So then Deku just hugs him again and just saying, I miss you so much. I just wish we had a little more time. And Bond hugs him again. Basically, he returns the hug. He says, I wish so too. And then he says, tell your girlfriend I said hi. Deku says to Bond. He goes, I will. See you around. And then he disappears. So Deku's crying a little bit. And then he deactivates Hunter's cloak. But I'm gonna have to be right back. Alright. I'm gonna finish this up real quick. Again, sorry about all this. Didn't really know what was gonna happen. Alright? Okay, so basically, after he deactivates Hunter's cloak, he's wiping away the tears that he had still. And he looks up at the sky, and he has that lazy expression on his face, just of a smile. And he says, thanks, Bond. You saved me again. Then Katsuki and Midnight are coming over because he hears them both say, Bond! And a lot of, so when they get over, Katsuki said, what? Are you okay? What happened? She started freaking out, like crying. She says, oh, I'm so sorry, and Midnight doesn't, Midnight's the one who's freaking out, asking what's happening, everything, while Katsuki's just crying, holding him, and saying, I'm sorry, and everyone else in class 1A started to come around. So, but the Midnight says, what happened? He goes, I activated Hunter's cloak, met an old friend. No, the guy who raised me. Then Katsuki looks at him He's looking at the sky with a smile. He goes, "Other Bond? Yeah. He came from his world back just for a little while. Tell me something. I'm back to myself." And she's looking back to you. No. He's gone. He has to stay gone. Then he puts his hand right on her head. Deku puts his hand on Katsuki's head and saying, "I'm sorry. I said I forgave you, and I still did that. I owe you a big apology." And she's just crying even more. And then he hears Inko come over. And she says, "Izuku," and he says, "Stay away from me now." And she's like, "What?" He tells Katsuki to let go of him. He's gonna speak his mind. She does. Midnight walks over to her, just put her hands on Katsuki's shoulders. Katsuki knows what he's gonna say to her. Miski is coming over. Nezu and All Might were told by midnight what happened. Like, someone come over and said Izuku, and they knew right away. So they're there. And right when Missy and Katsuki's Bob were already on the way. When they get there, they see Bond just walking up to her, and she's like, "Well, you can't tell your mother." And he goes, "No, my mother would have cared about me. As soon as you found out I was quirkless, you treated me like trash. You tried to kill me by slowly killing me. You probably were hoping I was going to kill myself or die of natural causes. I don't know which. And I even found out that you put a freaking insurance policy on me the day before I left. So I think you were planning to kill me. What a great mother you were. I don't care about you no more. You never care about me. You neglected me, abused me. I don't love you no more. I don't care for you no more. And to me, you are not my mother. Understand me." And he's looking down. He's taller than her. And he's looking down. She's like in between what she was in the anime at first, and then what she was when he was the same age. And she's in between. So she's like looking at him, and she's like thinking to herself, "How dare he tell me this? I'm his mother." And he goes, "I can already tell in your face what you're thinking. And no, you're not. This quirkless nobody got into UA. And guess what? Someone taught me how to harness something that I didn't know I even had. Maybe I didn't had it until he trained me. And no one else can ever use it. Probably me. Who knows? But what I do know is he was my friend. No. He was my father figure. And then after spending 3 years with him, I met Katsuki. I met her family. They're my family. You're not. They adopted me. My name is not Izuku. No more. He died the day he left you. And besides, didn't I hear you one time say that you didn't want to have a quirkless son in your life no more? You wanted him gone and erased. Dead. That's the reason why. You say, no, I left because of the neglect and the abuse. And then she finally stops acting like the motherly figure that she was trying to put on and says, so what? So you got a new family, you got a new life, and now you're in UA. A quirkless nobody, insignificant trash of a child like you. I can't believe you got into UA. Their standards are so low. And what? Kazuki's mom took her? Mitsuki, right? Yeah. As soon as I got the money when you died, but so-called disappeared and died, I left. I didn't want to be around. Everyone would get suspicious of me. So, I left, and I only came back because I saw you. I figured maybe I can actually get some money out of you when you become a hero. And I know how Uncle isn't, but this one is just a real jerk to this deku, so yeah. And he goes, never was gonna happen. Now, you can leave, or I can call them, or we can get you out of here. Nezu, no, Kasuki, Kasuki, Misuki, her father, and Nezu and All Might walk up. And they tell her to leave him alone. She looks at Misuki saying, why would you want this nobody, this trash, living with you? And she slapped Inko, saying, don't talk about my son like that. Never talk about him like that. He is the bravest person I know. He is so much stronger than any one of us, including you. Inko was about to say something. Then Nezu interrupts and says, if you do not leave now, we'll have you be arrested. And then we can have someone to read your mind. Remember, people have quirks like that. We can then have them read your mind and find out the truth. If everything he said and told us is true. If it is, you'll be charged and punished in court. Inko backs off, terrified. And then also, she doesn't see Deku anywhere. He reappears right behind her. And he goes, and if I ever become a villain, you're dead. She then jumps, and she sees the look in his eyes. The hatred, the disgust. She doesn't know this kid no more. This isn't her son. This is someone else. She asks, who are you? He goes, I'm Bon. The sin agreed. I don't die. I can't die. And you're nothing to me. Now scram. And she just runs away. He starts laughing. And he says, but then he stops and looks at Nezu and All Might, and everyone says, sorry for all the hassle. And then he looks at Principal Nezu and says, also, sorry for what I said that. Nezu says, I'll let that slide, since she deserved it. I looked into more of her after her story. It's true. We saw multiple people saying what you were looking like in school. They tried hard to. They were trying to find out more information before you left. By the time they did, she already left. They've been looking for her for a while, the authorities, child services. But since you have a new family, they can't do nothing now. Well, the child service part, but the police are. So I let them know. I got the license plate and called the cops. And Deku just laughs. So she's going to jail. And he goes, yes, and she'll serve her time. Do not worry. young Bon. He goes, thank you. Mitsuki, her husband, Katsuki, and Midnight all come up to him, and he says thank you to all three of them, and then he looks at Midnight and says, surprisingly, you're worried too, huh? As her face goes a little bit red, I said, so? And he just starts laughing. He goes, so, who wants to celebrate? They all say, Mitsuki, her husband, Katsuki, and Midnight say, we do. Alright, first I gotta do something. As all of one class 1A comes by and they ask him what's wrong, he tells them, my name isn't really Bon. Well, it is, but a long time ago, my name was Izuku Midoriya. And they were all shocked because it was on the news. I mean, of course they were little kids, but they've been, pro heroes like Ida's family were actually looking for him, but they stopped, but not in Genyum. He says, "You really are Izuku Midoriya." I was, yeah. I was raised in the woods by an old teacher of mine that came by and helped me. Actually, father figure. And I was raised by that person, my so-called mother. She's not my mother anymore. She never was to begin with. As soon as she found out I was quirkless, she started treating me like garbage. Never fed me, abused me, neglected me. Katsuki didn't help on it, but I forgive her. She didn't know what was happening. I can tell you more later, if you want. But trust me, it's a sad story to tell. But anyways, I gotta go celebrate with my family. And Misery. So, see you guys. He just starts running off. All in class 1 are shocked. And they go their separate ways back home. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. I know this is a lot longer, but I wanted to do this. And thank you again for that person who commented on that, on the last video, and did all of that. That was very good, and I loved it. So I wanted to put it in, and it really worked out pretty good for this. So, again, thank you. So, I do hope you enjoy the video. Anyways, bye.